Ho, 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 and welcome back. I'm John Starr from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. Happy holidays. And in between all of these awards Bates films, I also have accumulated reviews for Christmas films, which I'm releasing a little bit closer to Christmas than these films actually released. Sorry, this has been on Netflix for a hot minute and actually dropped at the same time as Emilia Perez, which I released a video of a long time ago. Many moons! And it's not Frosty. It also has the distinction of releasing day and date as Emilia Perez, which was only given one audio description track, Spanish audio description. Netflix paid for 5 audio description tracks for this. If you're blind and you speak English, Spanish, German, Italian, or French, you're in luck. You can watch the Lacey Chabert movie. If you want to watch the Best Picture contender, fuck off and learn Spanish. Anyway, this film stars Lacey Chabert, Dustin Milligan, Lauren Holly, Joe Troglio, and Craig Robinson. So, yeah, it feels like Netflix movies have a slightly higher budget, I think, than Hallmark's usual sort of like, who hasn't been on a TV show in a while. But although Dustin Milligan sort of falls into that, he kind of stands out to me here as being the odd one out. I'm gonna go ahead and tap Dustin as being the one that we could have probably swapped out. Last year I think Jason Biggs did one of these. I don't know why we couldn't have had him come back. Although I guess they needed somebody hot. So I don't know, did Chris Klein? I think that was the one thing he was good for, right? Was that he was hot? Wasn't I feel like he could do one of these. What's he up to? What's he doing? Is he waiting for that Street Fighter sequel? Is he waiting for another American Pie movie? I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure he would have answered the call here. And believe me, this role is perfectly fine for his. Oh, what? Oh, I mean, I guess style of acting. So, yeah, he would have been perfectly fine in this. But we have Dustin, who IMDb, the last time you saw him in something that wasn't on Hallmark or Great American Family or Lifetime or something, like one of those random movie of the week holiday things. And I'll see what happens. So this movie makes no sense. I really want to get into the like. I would love nothing more than to be one of those people who just sits down and puts on one of these and goes, oh my God, there's a new one of these. It's a holiday movie. Oh my God. Who is falling in love with who right now? Oh my God. This movie isn't funny enough to pull off its concept. It's not written by anybody. The problem is that this movie is written by like the same people who write this crap. It needed somebody else to come in. It needed a little bit of almost that outsider look on these kind of films, but like with a, you don't want to piss off the fans too much. So you have to have like a little bit of an endearing look. But she is falling in love with a fucking snowman in this movie. So you can't treat it like a normal thing because it's really stupid. Like, there are scenes in this film that do not work. And it makes me look at people and go, God damn it. Like, I want to think everybody who watches this film, like, is a discernible, viewer of cinema. But, like, there's a scene in here where because he's a snowman, he uses a credit card to buy, well, he doesn't even know he's using a credit card. He's like, yeah, I was on the computer and I ordered it. It was really expensive. I don't even know. I thought it just went through. Like, he didn't know her credit card was stored. And like, she's not even like, she's like bothered to the point where she's like, oh God. I guess my credit card's now like $10,000. I don't know. It's like, she doesn't even give it like a second thought. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just like, oh God, I have enough disposable income, I guess, to this, that I do not have to worry about this. And it's like, most people would be like, what did you just spend and how much was it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have these moments. It's okay for Lacey Chabert to react in that situation and be like, what did you do? I do not have the money for this. Like, but no, she's just like, it's okay. It's okay. He's just charged a lot of money by credit card. It's fine. Oh my god, I'm in this movie. There are no consequences. You're a snowman, and I am in love with you. This... It's like it knows, because it's calling itself Hot Frosty. Do you know what I'm saying? But, like, it needed the kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge that you get from a film called Hot Frosty. It needed the kind of whimsical, sort of comedic take that you would find that sort of like Spirited has, you know, where it has a little bit of that. Sure, it's a Christmas Carol, but we're gonna take it for a spin. We're gonna throw some musical numbers in here that are kind of funny, but we're gonna keep it family friendly, you know. It needed just a dash of that in order to actually work as a film. And where most of the movie works, almost all of it, because you're like, whoa, why didn't you give it an F? It sounds like you hate this movie. I kind of do. But Craig Robinson is really committed to one of the worst written characters ever. And I love his level of commitment. So he's stuck in this town where, like, everybody always shows up for everything. Like, every town person is always, like, out in the street, like, watching what's going on. And, like, oh my god, we have to come together for this community sequence. It's this love scene. Like, there's a scene towards the end where, like, I think everybody in town makes out with each other. I don't know. The audio description was, like, losing track of how many couples there were. I was like, is that a couple? Who are those people? I don't know who those people are. But his character is, like, basically when... the predication of this movie is that there's a scarf and it blows in the wind, sort of like when Frosty comes to life because, like, a hat fell on him. Well, there's a special scarf that belonged to the dead husband of Lacey Chabert, or dead fiance. I don't know if they actually got married. And it lands on Snowman, and he's basically like an ice man, like a man of ice. I don't even think they bothered to make him look like just shitty Jack Frost from Michael Keaton's Jack Frost movie. But he comes to life, but he also comes to life naked. Now, if you were a snowman, you wouldn't know you were naked. So this is one of those plot holes where I put my head through a wall, and then I came back to the movie. Like, I paused, I put my head through a wall, and then I came back. Because snowmen are always naked, so why would he care? Do you know what I'm saying? But of course he has to go get some clothes. So he, like, breaks into a store and gets some clothes. But he breaks in by, like, breaking the window or something like that and getting... Anyway. So then there's this whole thing about this is the quiet, sleepy town. There have been no murders and no crime. And this store was vandalized. And by God, Craig Robinson is going to find the person who did it. He will find the person responsible. And his character is so committed to this, it's ridiculous. And, like, the whole town is, like, somewhere else, and he's on, like, a different plane, and he's been written in as the, I want to say villain, but it's so cheesy, and he is owning all of it. I think Craig Robinson read the script and he was like, this is awful. How much are they paying me? I'm in. Let's do this. But he was committed to the character. Like, he was 100% like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it to let people know who know me. Like, I don't want to lose my street cred. I want people to be able to read my role and go, that guy knows he's in a shitty movie. That guy knows. He just has a completely different vibe about himself. He's overacting so hard. It is so great, and I loved it so much. So, props to Craig Robinson for using him in his film, because every scene he gives, and he has, like, a speech, and he's like, we gotta make sure the crime in this town, first it starts here, and then it leads to murder. And it's just like, Everything he says is really stupid, but goddamn, he sells it. He is delightful in this. Uh, he is hot Frosty, really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Craig Robinson. So I don't really have a problem with Lacey Chabert's acting. It's just the writing is really bad for her. She's fine here because she's used to doing this kind of thing. But like at the end of the day, does she ever read a script and go, I want more. I want more from life. You know, does she ever read a script and go, no human would ever react like that, but I have to react like that, and then figure out a way how to unhumanly react to something? You know, Dustin is, I don't know. I hope he's hot enough for sighted viewers, because that's basically his whole point, even though he's cold and has to stay cold because he's ice, although he comes indoors a lot and then he sits there and watches TV. He's in so many situations where like the warmth, you know, I mean, they try to like do things like put him in the basement and like he's like, can we turn the space heater off? And I'm like, dude, like if you're truly still made of ice/snow, you need to be kept below 32 degrees. That is what the freezing point is. Now, I know that people do not expect much out of these audiences for these films. But I think we all know what freezing point is. It's either 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, depending on how you look at things. You can't just be indoors in a regular house, even if they're not using the space heater. It's still going to be above 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. That dude is still going to melt. He is still going to die. But he doesn't. Instead, he walks around fixing things and ordering shit from the internet. I would love to say this movie worked. I was actually pleasantly surprised by the premise. I was like, oh, this could be funny. This could be like a spin on all of those Hallmark movies that they keep putting out that have no real difference in any of the plots. This could actually be, and they've got Lacey Chabert, who's done so many of these movies. This could be great. And a couple comedic actors in here, a random appearance from Lauren Holly. This could be funny. It's very much not. I would have, in a different world, I would have taken the plot concept, had it done complete rewrite by, I don't know, people who are funny, and maybe swapped out either Dustin Milligan for somebody who has a little bit bigger name to match everyone else who's in the cast, or just straight up a comedic actor like Andy Samberg, you know, so that way he would have understood the hilarity of the role. I think there's a way that you can do this and make a Christmas movie and make something that people go, oh wow, and still have the same ending and still have her fall in love with a snowman. It just has to be written differently. The way that it's written is just very lackluster, and it doesn't take full advantage of anything that it promises. It just kind of is like, well, she's sad and she's single because her ex died, but it's okay because there's a snowman outside and she's going to fall in love with the snowman, and that's her happy holiday romantic comedy. Yay! Small towns are awesome. The end. It's like 90 minutes. And I'm sure a lot of people who watch this will be like, you didn't get it. You don't understand. You don't get these movies. It's like, probably I don't. But also at the same time, there's no reason why you can't have slightly better quality movies. Like, I think it's almost like they figured out that they can scrape the bottom and you'll enjoy it. And so they're just going to stay there. But at the same time, why can't Netflix push the boundaries and try to do something a little bit more than Hallmark and Great American Family? They have the budget to do so. They put this thing into 5 languages. So why not? Why not? Why not just try to make it a little bit better? Anyway, for benefits of Craig Robinson, who I found to be oddly entertaining in a really dystopianly awful movie with a great concept that just goes nowhere, that they do nothing with. I'll be slightly kind to this. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. Audio description also oddly great. Was it Diane Newman was on this? Like, like Descriptive Video Works, I think, did this. Like, there's like a real team of people here working on a quality audio description track for this movie, as if it's just any old movie. So I wish that somebody had taken the time to make either a funnier movie to understand what the premise was, get some funnier actors in here. Lacey Chabert is funny. We've seen it. She's great. She's Gretchen Wieners. We know she can be funny. Give her more material to do. You know, let her react when he charges an unknown amount of shit to her credit card. You know, give her a moment to have a Gretchen moment, you know? Oh my God. Let her start hyperventilating or something. I don't know. Like, instead of just being, it's okay. I'm poor now. Oh, I'm bankrupt. I have no money left in my bank account. I love this movie. You are so hot, Mr. Snowman. Thank you so much. So, yes, unfortunately, I'm going to give Hot Frosty a C-, and that is buoyed by bonus points from Craig Robinson. So I found him to be amusing, so they got bonus points probably. No, without Craig Robinson, it would go lower. That's it. Yeah, it's Hot Frosty. I don't know, man. I've seen a couple of these every once in a while. The one Freddie Prinze Jr. did was pretty good. It was pretty decent. It was okay. I don't want to. I'm dialing it back a little bit. Actually, it was just okay. The one Justin Hartley did, the Noel Diary, that was okay. I like Christmas Chronicles. That was okay. So I don't hate all of these movies, but this one needed more TLC than it got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.